My second video, and I thought I'd let you guys on also something I forgot from my last video to tell you that the main thing how I went into remission in 2011, besides the loperamide, which is the ammonium AD ingredient, I was also take on that strict diet, like I told you before, with nothing but Campbell's and cornstarch, corn flour, and peaches and Gatorade and water. Also, stomach massaging. Stomach massaging will pretty much start. Let me go ahead and stand up so I can show you guys the rest of my stomach. So, what I would do is that obviously I would take my shirt off and put some baby oil on my hands, and then I would just begin to rub from where your sternum, right below where your sternum is, and begin to massage gently, little by little, in circles, going right to left, left to right, all the way down. And as you massage, you will feel the areas of your intestine that are actually sore. For me, sometimes it would be, I could feel like a ball, like my intestines were balled up in a big ball right here. Or in most of the in other times, and I would get flare-ups, I would feel it right here on my left side of my stomach. Some doctors like to call it left-sided colitis. So I would massage left to right, right to left, like this, and it would feel so good. Oh, I would feel like, and the lady that I saw on YouTube that said that massaging yourself, you can feel the areas that I love, as you say. And I would even dig my fingers deep in here with a baby oil. Make sure you cut your nails, you don't want to cut your skin. So I would go left to right all the way down and push harder. And I would just focus on the left side because that's where all the pain was. Sometimes I would do the right side just to check. And just keep massaging, massaging. And sometimes you have to go lower by the waistline area, massage. Right now I feel pretty good, so I'm not massaging as hard, but sometimes, like I said, you know, be in your room alone. You can have your significant other massage you if you don't have the strength and you're feeling weak. The more that you do it, the more you're going to love the sensation. You're going to feel the soreness right in there. The blood's going to get flowing in there, in between your intestines and your muscles, and the nerves are going to feel relaxed. And when you're done, you're going to feel like $1,000,000 bucks. You're going to feel like you never had colitis to begin with. The next moment you have, you're going to see the huge difference of all that stuff, the junk that comes out because you're moving it out of your guts, out of your intestines. So sometimes I would go real hard like this. Let me just show you let me just show you exactly how I would press it. Deep down, dig deep, go left, right. Sometimes you're going to hear a lot of gurgling, water movement. That's fine, it's totally normal. No, just dig deep, real deep in there. Get in there. Just move it around. Go from the left side to your right side because your colon tends to go out, and then you'll be able to go ahead and poop it out. So right to left, and you can also go left to right, up and down, side to side. Really important. That's a deal breaker. That one has to be done. If you don't have baby oil, you can use skin lotion too. Just make sure you apply a lot of it and wash your hands afterwards. You can go to sleep. You can use after you're done and you wash your skin lotion off. You could even put some muscle rub ointment on your stomach. Watch out for the belly button though. And then you can go to sleep with your blanket over and you're going to feel great. Also on top of that, you can use a heat pad from Walmart. They sell them for $12. It's an electronic heat pad you plug into the wall. You turn it on and you put it on your stomach, especially after a massage. Oh, it does wonders for you. It does miracles. And then you will feel your appetite come back. You won't go to the bathroom as much anymore. So make sure that you massage your stomach. Very important. Also, I want to talk about the food journal. Okay, so real quickly, I don't have my food journal anymore, but if you guys want me to, I can create another video and talk about the food journal in more detail. But what it comes down to is this: you need to create your own food journal. I can't show you mine because if I were to show you mine, it would defeat the purpose because your body type might not be the same as mine. You may actually be able to tolerate broccoli or beans or lentils. For me, sometimes the high fiber foods will not work out very well. People swear by Metamucil and so forth, and that's not something that I could use. That actually made things worse for me. The loperamide, it might not work for you. You can try charcoal tablets or Pepto-Bismol or any other antidiarrheal that you can get your hands on. That's very important because you would feel a lot better. That along with the stomach massaging, Tylenol for the pain too. No ibuprofen. Don't abuse the Tylenol either because that can damage your liver in the long run. You can do some research online about that. Talk to your doctor. So for me, it was a mind, body, and spirit approach. That's how I went through it. First, it was a mind game for me because I realized, and I'll tell you guys, I don't feel like I want to talk about it in this video because it might be too long. But let me just tell you real quickly 2 examples. One example for me that helped me get over my ulcerative colitis is for me that part of it was psychological. And let me just give you guys an example. I put on a high blood pressure cuff because I had been diagnosed with high blood pressure in the past. I put it on and the blood pressure was really high, so I freaked out. I imagined myself having to go to the doctor and taking the pills every single day when I wasn't taking any high blood pressure pills anymore. And I also was scared and worried that I might get a heart attack if I stopped taking the medication. So I saw a worst case scenario in my head. Immediately, I would get goosebumps in my arms. My body would feel like fire on the inside, and I would get sweat beads on top of my upper lip because I would just get so mad at myself for allowing my blood pressure to get so high, for getting off the diet when I was already in remission. One of those years that I was in remission between 2003 and 2011, because remember I mentioned that off and on I would have ulcerative colitis, not steady through. I would go into remission between almost every other year, but not in order. It would be like maybe 3 years I would be sick, 1 I would be good, and then 2 years I would be sick, and then 3 years I'd be good. I was feeling great and eating only certain foods. So when I checked my blood pressure and I started panicking and envisioning all these bad things that could happen, goosebumps, sweat in my upper lip, feeling like fire on the inside and getting really mad at myself. It was at nighttime when I checked myself. The next morning, I had been in remission for a year. The next morning, guess what? I was going to the bathroom 12, 15 times, and that was in less than 1 hour. And the last 6 bowel movements was nothing but blood and pus. And it smelled really bad and like somebody died. And so I said, no, I need to figure out what it is. So I sat down, I journaled, I wrote down in a journal also, and I wrote down, okay, so what caused me my latest bout of fear, of extreme worry, something that made me freak out. And so what it was me. I had realized that I had checked myself the night before, and I started freaking out once I saw the blood pressure monitor show that I had high blood pressure on the machine. And immediately once I said that, I got up and I said, oh yeah. And immediately I felt like my guts went from the very top, from where my sternum is, like they dropped all the way down to my waist. I felt like something just like a bag of like a plastic bag of stuff just dropped all the way down to my waist, and I heard like a squishing, gurgling water noise just drop down, and I felt like this beautiful sensation on the inside, like my body just relaxed. And that was just one of the occasions I've had from 2011 to 2016, off and on, I would get those bouts, but I call it remission because every time I would journal and write down what would freak me out, for example, besides the high blood pressure, I would get really scared about doing something at work. Something so simple as not falling behind so that the boss or somebody won't get mad at me at work because I wasn't doing my job or I didn't do it right on time. I would freak out. And I was like, okay, this is probably going to get me sick. So the next day I was sick. And I had forgotten about it. So I would just have to sit down and journal. And I'll say, okay, so let's just use, for example, okay, so Joseph said this. Or, oh, wait a minute. I forgot to do that certain task at work. And I didn't do it. So I thought I might have problems with somebody at work. And all of a sudden I freaked out yesterday. So as soon as I would figure that out, again, the diarrhea and the bleeding would stop, and I would be normal for the next couple of months until it would happen again. And I have plenty more examples. If you guys want more, just let me know, comment in the area below on YouTube, and I'll make another video and I'll give you guys more examples on how journaling about your mind and what your state of mind is, what causes your fears. For you, it might be anger. It might be a different type of worry. But for me, it's extreme worry, which is actually extreme fear, which is paralyzing fear, to be honest with you. Seems like when I freak out over something, like my intestines just knot up, like the nerves and my intestines just knot up in a ball. And when you eat anything, you just go to the bathroom because nothing can pass through. That's why you have to go on a certain diet. And sometimes you have to take that medication because you have a flare-up. And you have to figure out what's going on up here. So once you figure out what's going on up here, psychologically, what causes you extreme fears or extreme worries, your intestines will settle down. And then the last bout I've had with an actual flare-up was, like I said, December 31st, 2016. But that was because I abused ibuprofen, and anybody can get that, can get a flare-up, regardless of whether they have irritable bowel syndrome or not. Okay, so I hope this helps. Remember, as I mentioned before, just because I say something doesn't mean it applies to you. Everybody's different. Just take what you need and use it. Goodbye.